wide of the crease. He's got 3 deep fielders on the offside, which is a shorter boundary, remember. There's no real wind factor at the moment. He's got deep backward point, deep cover long off, and then 2 in front of square on the leg. Shepherd cut him over point for 6 last night. Does he back himself again if the wide Yorker appears?
He's missed his mark again. Sometimes there are 2 things that can happen with Curran. Shepherd didn't come across his stumps, so there's no leniency given to him on that occasion. Sometimes the batter, before the ball is released, will work his way outside the off stump to give himself a chance to hit it. Yeah, he did actually get across just a touch. Or Curran will also look at the batter's feet and know when, if he wants to take a chance to go straight, which is a risk, after he's seen a batter come across. He goes left arm over.
Goes straight Yorker, but it's been timed supremely by Romario Shepherd. His batting has improved year by year.
His control over his power here is remarkable. Only because he got deep in his crease. That wasn't a bad delivery. That was almost right on the crease line. So I mentioned to Alex Jordan last night after Carlos and I had talked about the way the West Indies batted very powerfully, that the one caveat they've had over the years that I have observed is when the pitch actually has something in it and the pitch is spun or the seam or bounce, the batters tend to struggle with a game that adapts to it, and that's the next step in their learning curve. When it's not flat and when there's something in it, I'm not predicting again the outcome of this game yet. Getting a winning total is something they're working at when those conditions are difficult.
Good from Ford. Enough power on it that even though it was stopped momentarily, fielder wasn't able to keep it from going into the boundary.
2 really good shots in this over. One from Shepherd, where you can argue that the bowler has missed, but only slightly. And both Shepherd and Ford have muscled it down the ground nicely. You've got to take him wide again.
And I know it didn't come off tonight, Bish, but the theory behind that thinking with trying to be adaptable on those pitches that are not as flat, as we could say, I think is guys like Roston Chase and maybe a Shea Hope, who they've identified, and we saw it at times in the World Cup, where they're hoping Chase can be sort of that stable batter at one end, facilitating the power at the other. Didn't come off tonight, but that could be a way that they're thinking.
Well, Nikhil and viewers, wherever you are in the world, don't think that this is only a West Indian thing. Let's go down to Durban in South Africa. India 124 for 6, South Africa just getting home 128. You go across to Australia. Australia limited to 140. Pakistan chase and win. You go down to Sri Lanka, where Sri Lanka just over 100 to get, and they fell short, 108, couldn't get there. So wherever the pitches in the world have done something, batting has been challenging.
Goes wide, but great innovation from Matthew Ford still to score. Another big over for the West Indies, 17 from it, 143 for 7.